Hi everyone, so today we're gonna have like a little story time. I really wanted to make a video like this just because I've experienced a lot of these myths going around about oh, I don't like hamsters, they're evil hamsters, and I have a handful of stories, but I think I'm only going to talk about 2 today. And what I'm hoping to get out of this video is teaching or letting everyone know that does think that hamsters are evil. Hopefully this will be able to change your mind. It's truly not the case whatsoever. So it's gonna be a little chatty video. I hope that's okay with you guys. But yeah, let's just go ahead and get started. First story, now this was a little bit recent. Well, both of these are sort of recent. This particular incident is me and my sister Rochelle. I know a lot of you guys know Rochelle still, but we went to PetSmart and I just wanted to get like a few things and like some hamster bedding and, you know, other little stuff like that. So, and usually when I'm at a pet store, you know, I'm gonna walk around and look at mostly everything, even though I've seen it like a million times. So anyway, we were in the hamster aisle, and usually in that section, that's where they, you know, sell the small animals and, you know, hamsters. So we were just browsing, and I was putting things in my cart, and then I saw all of a sudden this lady and her little girl come around the corner, and they're, you know, little kids love to look at animals, and that's what that little girl was doing. She was, you know, looking at the hamsters and says, "Oh, how adorable, how cute." At some point, I hear the little girl in the background go, "Mommy, mommy, mommy, come look, look how cute they are." And out of nowhere, this lady appears, her mom, and is like really mad at her little girl, saying, "Get away from the hamsters. Hamsters are evil. Evil hamsters. Evil hamsters. Don't go anywhere near the evil hamster." Me and Rochelle looked at each other like, that was like the most strangest thing, first off, that I have ever witnessed. I think it was so weird. You know, and she didn't care like who was around her or who heard it or what. She was so loud. Honestly, really wanted to turn around and be like, "Why are they evil?" You know, I kind of wanted to talk to her about it, but I think she was at a point where she was so angry and, you know, kind of just dragged her kid out of the aisle. So I just kind of didn't want to even bother. There's a point to all of this in a minute after I explain this next story, and then we'll kind of talk about why hamsters aren't evil at all. So this next story, I had went out to eat somewhere, and I was there for a while with my sister, and me and this guy started to have this conversation, and we were talking. I was just telling him, yeah, that I love hamsters, and then all of a sudden he kind of looked at me and started giggling, and then he was like, "Me and hamsters do not get along whatsoever, do not like me at all, and I could never have one again." And so I kind of, since we were already talking already and he obviously was not angry, I kind of asked him why, and what he told me was kind of more of like misinterpretations of him understanding, you know, the hamster's point of view and misconceptions. The first thing that he mentioned was that they are very boring. And then I explained to him immediately that hamsters are nocturnal and that they sleep all day and are up at night only when you are sleeping. He goes, "Oh." Did not know that at all, and basically thought that a hamster is very boring. It doesn't do anything. All it does is sleep and sleep. I said, you know, unless you know, stay up quite late, you're probably not going to ever see your hamster. That kind of helped him understand already the hamster's point of view. The second one he mentioned was every time he used to or go close to one, it would bite his finger, or like he was scared to put his hand in the cage because he just assumed that's what they do, is bite. In many cases, absolutely not true. You know, I explained to him the possibilities of why a hamster would nib at your finger or bite your finger is due to the fact either if you haven't washed your hands and your hands, you know, smell like food, if you just ate something, they are going to think that your finger is food or something. So they might like nib at your fingers or something like that. Honestly, never even really had the case of a hamster even nibbing my finger. Trying to think hard because I've had many hamsters, but I never like, there's no like big memory there that something dramatic happened or that a hamster bit me. So I don't think I've actually ever even been nibbed at. And I'm not gonna lie, I don't wash my hands every time I touch my hamster either. So I don't know, like I've never even experienced my hamster biting. And then the second thing is when you bring your hamster home and you know, the hamster's already really stressed out and terrified. Who wouldn't be terrified going into a new home and like these big hands gawking at you, and I would be terrified too if I was a little hamster. What I'm trying to say is when you bring a hamster home, since it is terrified and stressed already, I do not recommend at all touching the hamster or trying to pick it up and, you know, force picking up him or her, because that could cause the hamster to be very scared, and because it's so scared, it might nib at your hand. So I was explaining that to him, and he actually never knew that he was supposed to like leave them alone, you know, and I thought it was really sweet that he was actually listening to me and found it really interesting. Just kind of explained that to him, and I'm really glad that I had the opportunity to talk a little bit about hamsters to someone, and you know, to tell them they're not evil, they're not boring, they're not, you know, this whole misconception about hamsters that is obviously going around that I wasn't aware of whatsoever. I don't know if you guys have any stories or have been aware of this, but I have a couple other stories. Maybe we'll do that in another video because I don't want this video to be super long. Apparently there is this huge like myth going around that hamsters are evil and you shouldn't go near them, and I don't know. I thought for me, hearing that, especially with that woman, was the strangest thing I think I've ever heard. Even though I only mentioned a couple of misconceptions and trying to understand a hamster's point of view, I really do hope that more people will see this video that don't know much about hamsters, and I hope that it will help clear up those misconceptions, because they make such wonderful pets and they are so sweet and definitely not boring at all. Hamsters are not evil, please, they are not. Anyway, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you have any strange stories, please share them down below. I think it would be good to get those stories out there and kind of let a lot of other people know, you know, about any other misconceptions that you guys have been through. And it doesn't just have to be about hamsters, it can be any animal, any pet that you have owned. I'm actually kind of excited to read your comments. Thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!